Will Tom Holland appear in Morbius? Cause hey, there are dozens of hints that he at least might have a cameo in the movie. And what about the Sinister Six's presence in Morbius? Is Sony's movie indeed connected to the MCU or not? And most important, how the hell doesn't Jared Leto age? Hi, I'm Tim, and you're watching Awesome Movies. And so, to start this show off, who is Morbius? We don't want to make this block too long, because a lot has been said about the living vampire in other sources. So let's jump into some major points to understand his identity. First of all, Michael Morbius is a Marvel supervillain. He first appeared in the comic book The Amazing Spider-Man number 101, and since then he was present for many years after. Second of all, Morbius is a Nobel-prize winning biologist who had a rare blood disease. Searching for a cure, he accidentally transformed into a vampire. Though, let's say into the king of vampires. Because third of all, Morbius isn't a classical vampire. As you know, vampires are dead people who were resurrected, but Michael Morbius's character never really died. And here comes the interesting fact about Marvel. Back in the days when Morbius was introduced, horror elements weren't allowed in comic books. Yep, resurrecting people from the dead was horrifying enough to be restricted. That's why Marvel found a way to get around that and created, yeah, the living vampire. Smart, isn't it? Moving on from the morbid idea of resurrections and vampires, let's move to the next part of this video, a sweet one. All we need is love. Yeah, there'll be a love story in Morbius. Jared Leto's character will have a fiancé in his next movie. In the first trailer, we can see a young woman who is known to be Martine Bancroft, played by Adria Arjona. Remember True Detective Season 2? Yep, this is where you might have seen her. Martine Bancroft is Michael Morbius's beloved, who helps him fight against his rare blood disease. But obviously, as you already know from the trailer, the couple fails in doing that. Martine wants to cure Morbius, even after he becomes the living vampire. But according to comic books, they fail again, and Morbius's fiancé becomes a vampire too. Will that happen in the movie? We'll see. Just before we get to the Spider-Man and other references in the Morbius trailer, we can't pass by this one brilliant thing about the upcoming movie. The cast. And boy is it amazing. The 11th incarnation of Doctor Who, Matt Smith, will play the villainous character Loxias Crown, who has the same disease as Morbius. The star of Fast and Furious, Tyrese Gibson, will join the cast as FBI agent Simon Stroud to hunt the vampire. Jared Harris, who you may remember from the HBO Chernobyl series, will feature as Morbius's friend and mentor. J.K. Simmons, who clearly doesn't need any presentation, will return as J. Jonah Jameson, who also clearly doesn't need any presentation. And finally, Michael Keaton. Yes, he appeared in the last few seconds of the first trailer, and for some reason they haven't put him on the cast list yet. Was that to make his presence a surprise? Or to hide the huge hint that Vulture and the Sinister Six will somehow be present in the movie? And maybe his presence is not the only one that's hidden. Maybe Tom Holland's presence is hidden too? It's time to talk about the major Easter egg that was present in the trailer, the Spider-Man Easter egg. Sony, Marvel, and Spider-Man. As many of you might remember, there was a deal reached in late September 2019 between Sony Pictures and Marvel Studios, or better to say now, Disney. According to it, Sony has the rights to Spider-Man as a character, and Marvel has the right to only make 2 more movies with the Spider. So, to be as short as possible, the universe that you see in Morbius trailer was created by Marvel, but now it belongs to Sony. And Sony can't affect the MCU Spider-Man movies, while the MCU Spider-Man movies can affect Sony's. As crazy as it is, all of us have the same question on our minds. Is there a chance that Tom Holland will appear in the movie? Or Tobey Maguire maybe? Cause you remember the poster from the trailer, right? If you were attentive enough, you'd gather that it was Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, not Tom Holland or Andrew Garfield's. But the title murderer leads us to the ending of Spider-Man Homecoming, where Peter Parker's identity is publicly revealed and blackened. So, will Spider-Man appear in Morbius? And which actor will perform him? Okay, there's a chance that Tom Holland can star in Morbius, as nobody knows all the details between the studio's agreement, except the studios themselves. And for sure, you remember the rumors about Tom Holland's presence in the next Venom movie, which also belongs to Sony Pictures. So this is our prediction. It can be that Tom Holland can appear in Morbius. I mean, why not? And what do you guys think? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Before we end this video, let's remember once again that the main star of Morbius is of course Jared Leto. And despite all the rumors and secret deals of the big studios, Jared seems to be doing really well. Just look at these photos. All of them were made in the beginning of 2020. He turned 48 at the end of December. 48? Seriously, is that even possible for a regular human? He says it's all about his sports activities and a vegan diet. But you know what? We have a theory on Awesome Movies channel. Jared Leto isn't human. He's something more than human. And maybe, just maybe, he was born to play Morbius the Living Vampire. Maybe he is the living, non-aging vampire, huh? Thank you guys for watching this video. Subscribe to our channel, and as always, thanks for staying awesome.